Hey, this is Matt. I'm going to show you something you may or may not know. Now, look at my turbochargers installed in this engine. They look good, but can you see something wrong with this picture? This one's good, but I had to clock this turbo. This turbo was clocked wrong. Before, the oil return was on the top and the oil feed was on the bottom. I had to loosen these bolts on the turbine and on the compressor to spin the center housing to where the oil drain is in the 6 o'clock position. So I had to clock the turbo. That's what it's called. And this one didn't require it. I was lucky. The oil feed is right on top, right here. Oil feed is right here. But the other side, it was the opposite. The oil return, there's the oil return right here, and that was on the top on the other side. So sometimes you have to reclock your turbo. Same with the compressor. Because on this one, the compressor was pointed all the way over here, so I had to loosen the compressor bolts all the way around to clock the turbocharger in the direction I want the boost to go. So this is good, and this is good, because this can go to a place, that can go to a place, they can join together, go in the intercooler, and come back to the engine. So as you can see, I've got the turbochargers on, the headers are on. Look inside these nice TO4Es. Nice turbochargers. Got my nice valve covers with the breathers. Next step is you find the oil filter area, and there's the oil pressure sender. That's where you're going to tap for your oil supply. And you're going to bring the oil supply to there, and I'll show that in another video. The oil supply and the oil return I have to install on this engine so your turbocharger gets lube oil at the right place at the right time. So little by little it's coming along. It's a nice turbocharger, a TO4E, and they're twins, twin TO4Es. That should net an easy 500 horsepower on this 315 or 325 cubic inch. Hell, it could be a 348 or a 347 stroker, and I don't even know it. I believe it's a 347 stroker because somebody built this engine up. I didn't measure the crank or nothing, but I did measure the bore, and it was way up there from stock. So I have a good suspicion it's a 347, but it's got the valve covers anyway. I like the look of it, so there you go. All right. One thing I got to do is run a wastegate. Run the wastegate to, it's not long enough because I had to reclock the turbo. So I'm going to have to add another vacuum line that's a little longer so the wastegate actuator actuates. It's the way it works. Boost pressure in the compressor reaches a certain point and it blows into the wastegate actuator. And when it hits a certain spring pressure, maybe like 5 psi, it'll push this lever, and exhaust not being used, exhaust will get bypassed from the turbine and go out to the downpipe. So just enough to maintain a certain speed, 5 psi per side. Now that's what I suspect this wastegate is. It's a 5, I think it's a 5 to 7. Pressure. We will see. I will test it and show you all how to test it too. You use air pressure line, you dial the pressure, and you see how much pressure it takes for this wastegate to open up and allow bypass, so you don't spin your turbo too fast, blow your heads off. So looks like this is all done right. Oil supply, oil return, got my turbos bolted on, headers are bolted on, spark plugs are installed. Next, got to put on the oil pan and get ready for the oil return. to go to the oil pan on each side, and then tap into the oil supply. Here's oil supply. And I have special fittings for that. I ordered some supply, and I ordered oil supply and oil return lines. I will show you that in the video following, where I will take this engine and I will complete more items to twin turbocharge this little beast right here. I expect it to be pretty quick when we're done. Twin turbo Ford V8 in Project Troy, the blue Ford F-150 4x4. It's going to be fun. Alright, please like and subscribe to Mad Boosting, and have a great day in Mad Boosting.